this will be the most consequential 4 years ever. Silver in the era that we're entering is going to have a golden age.
Give me your price targets in 4 years by the end of Trump's final term.
That's where we're going. We're going a lot higher. And I'll tell you two reasons.
The worst day on Wall Street since the crash of 1987.
We're now down 43%.
This could be the most serious recession in decades.
Protect your retirement with a gold and silver IRA. Learn more at sdbullion.com/IRA. Hi, Lior. Welcome back.
Thank you for having me back.
I have a few questions for you, but let's lead off with the big one first. Silver and gold under Trump. Exactly what should we expect over the next 4 years?
The world has completely changed. Trump's game theory for America has erased the 1991 to 2024 era, and his real vision is to erase the FDR America that we've been living on for the past 90 years. And that means, for your viewers to really understand the nitty-gritty of it, for the last 30 years, what America has done is it's used its vast riches in order to create globalization based on economic foreign aid. Alliances and other coalitions around the world were based on globalization and economics. This has led to a $36 trillion deficit, or not deficit, national debt, and a deficit that's out of control. The entire shift from Obama, Biden to Trump has caused a cash bubble around the world. There's $7 trillion in money market accounts because of the high interest rates environment that we've gotten into, and that has created a double top for the dollar. The dollar has created a generational double top, and what that means, along with the perceived threat of universal tariffs, that everybody's long dollar. Everybody and their mama is long the dollar, and let me ask you, like, for an instinct from you, how do you like Europe right now? Would you buy European stocks? Everybody thinks Europe is dead.
No way.
That's it. So you have everybody believes that America is about to skyrocket. Everybody believes that Europe is dead. That is the non-contrarian view. That is the priced-in view. Now, what does that mean? It means that anybody that wants to be long dollar is that's done. That's obviously not you and your listeners, but as Wall Street is concerned, everybody's long America. Everybody's long America. The standard deviation, we're 3 standard deviations from normal U.S. to European equities. That is beyond any bubble that you can imagine.
America.
Oh, it's incredible. It's just it's amazing. As you know, the Magnificent Seven are bigger than all the stock markets of the world combined. Okay, so my point is that the dollar has created a generational top. It might have topped for the rest of time. Like this might be the highest the U.S. dollar index is ever going to get, and that is good for gold, but it's sensational for silver. Silver in the era that we're entering is going to have a golden age.
So let's talk about tariffs for a second. We saw an example of how Trump will deal quickly and decisively. What will that do with gold and silver?
Trump's game theory is whatever he says in public has to happen. In other words, promises made, promises kept. That is how you create America first. Tariffs are 3 things. 1, they're a negotiating tool, right? I will slap tariff on you if you do this. 2, they bring back respect to America. Why does America have the ability to charge a tariff? Why? Because for the last 249 years, America has built the world's greatest market. Your father, your mother, your grandparents, you have built the greatest market in the world. Why would you not charge other countries to access your premium market? You have the best market on the planet. Why would you tax your own citizens and uh, provide the military security for the ships coming in to your country for free? It's a reverse mentality of this warped globalism that almost bankrupted you. Um, that's why Elon Musk said if Kamala would have won, that would have been the end. It would have been the end. That's it. It would have been the end. And the third thing, it's a national security. If you want to incentivize local producers, you have to create the right ideas. And the right ideas in mind are tariffs. Tariffs are a proven idea. Tariffs are more normal for America than income tax. The income tax was created in 1913, which means it's 111 years old. And up until 1913, you had tariffs for most of your existence, with the golden era of tariffs being between 1870 and 1910. That's when you were the richest under McKinley. That's why Trump renamed the mountain after this president, because he literally thinks that that is the most consequential president to in terms of economics. You have to realize that this will be the most consequential 4 years ever. The world is, you will not recognize our world in 4 years. Your neighbor's house will still be there. So if you're looking like from a straw, everything will look the same on the surface level, but on the big picture, it's going to look altogether different. China is now an enemy out in the open. And for them to move away from the dollar, they have to show that they have a currency that can be trusted. Their currency is basically pegged to the dollar. They don't have a standalone currency. For them to have that, they need to have much more gold reserves, as do other countries. And the idea that the dollar is a global currency, the way that it was in the last 30 years, is gone. So I think that all countries understand that, and they're trying to slowly understand how much gold they need. That's basically the only question that they're asking themselves. The dollar has never been a reserve currency with tariffs. Okay, gold is becoming a better reserve asset for these central banks, because they just don't know how this new world will formalize. So they need something that's universal and understood and has retained its power and purchasing power for thousands of years. The only thing that can answer that is gold and silver. Those are the only things.
Let's bottom line it for us, Lior. What do you think the spot price of gold will breach in 2025?
We will see gold 3,000 this year. I think that what's even more exciting to me, because gold 3,000 is not even a 10% move. I think that silver right now, it's hovering around 30, and it can really have a 25 to 30% move, and that can take it all the way to 40 on a good scenario. The change that's happening with minerals is just unbelievable. Donald Trump at the Florida conference in front of Republicans, he said, "I just approved a project in Louisiana that took 13 years. I approved it in 72 hours. The problems were that there was a snail here and a little tree there. He thinks that there is a race and there will be only one winner. He doesn't mind that there will be two winners, but there cannot be only one winner, which is China. And therefore, fast permitting and government efficiency is going to be critical. And minerals are going to be super critical. So silver, which is one of the most important minerals in the world, is effectively already re-rated. and repriced. It hasn't materialized yet, but when you will start to see the government incentivizing producers to come to Nevada, to come to California, to come to Idaho, to come to the states that have the most amount of silver, and they will get fast permitting. They will get tax incentives. When you see all that, that is going to be critical for silver. And then you will see the Chinese ramping up production as well. And that race to hoard silver is what's going to take it to 40 and 50 and 60 and probably all the way to 80. If you look at the Obama era, from 2010 to 2015, the price of silver went down from 49 to about 10. Then in the Trump years, it went from 10 to 30. In the Biden years, it went back from 30 to 18 and now back to 30. We are still not back to the 2010 levels, and we're certainly inflation adjusted nowhere near that, and we're certainly nowhere near to 1980 high of the Hunt brothers, which you could say that was an
aberration.
one-off scenario.
Yeah.
Yes, but still, 2010, 2011, those numbers, inflation adjusted, are in the 80s and the 90s an ounce. And if you understand that your entire country was built between the 1950s and the 1970s, your entire country is 50 years old. You have to rebuild the greatest and biggest country in the world. That is going to require insane amount of minerals. And in order for you to win the AI race, the infrastructure race, you have to have a lot of silver. The premium on silver, therefore, can be a lot more than it is right now, especially if any country that has any history linked to silver, like a Mexico, starts to use it as a reserve currency again, just like gold, because silver has been demonetized by governments. If it comes back just with one government, then just like the first fax machine, it will create another fax machine, and others will follow suit. So that's where we're going. We're going a lot higher. And I'll tell you two reasons. One, the market is way blowing out of proportion the tariffs. And because that's happening, everybody's hoarding dollars. Everybody's thinking, hey, Trump is going to shake down everybody else. You need to own dollars. That's one. Two, the market is saying that there will be one rate cut in 2025. And that is unrealistic. Totally unrealistic.
Well, Trump wants lower rates. He said that publicly, like you said, when he says things publicly.
Exactly. Rates are going lower. They're going lower around the world. Around the world, they're going lower. And they will go lower in America, not towards zero, not at all, but they will go from where they are right now towards the 4s and perhaps even the mid 3s. Not in 2025, but if the process starts in 2025, if the indication is that we're too tight, and the market starts to believe that, then the price of silver is going to go a heck of a lot higher.
What should we expect over the next 4 years now? Give me your price targets in 4 years by the end of Trump's final term.
Between now and the end of his term, gold will be around the 4 to 4,500, and we will have about a 50-to-1 ratio with silver. So that means that silver might be in the 80 or 90 an ounce.
Wow, 50-to-1 GSR.
Yeah. I mean, with a mature late cycle bull market for commodities, especially for silver, you're going to go into the 30-to-1. But it might even be triple-digit silver.
Well, this is not unreasonable at all. This is just getting back to the median, trying to bring back more sanity with the price in dollars, at least for gold and silver, in my opinion. I mean, we're out of whack at this point. We need to get back to where it should be.
From 2011, where it's if it's 50, and in 2029, if it's 80, it's not even 100% gain in 20 years. Yeah, it's very realistic.
Well, gold and silver are real money. You obviously need a healthy stack of, in my opinion, anonymously held physical precious metals. But Lior, what else should we be doing to protect ourselves financially over the next 4 years?
What's really important is for people to get educated. We have a fantastic newsletter that I write 3 times a week. It's on wealthresearchgroup.com. If you also want to check out my portfolio, it's at wealthresearchgroup.com/portfolio. And I think that's a great place to start.
Yeah, I'll put that link in the video description below. As always, Lior, I learn so much every time you are on my channel, man. Thanks so much, Lior. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely.